So, welcome to episode 11 of the UK Festival podcast. This is the least planned episode ever, but it's going to be fun. I'm here with Sam Warrenger of the Festivals.uk. The Festivals.uk is the best festival website on the entire internet, bar none. There are none that are even comparable. We have the best writers, the best editor, the best stories, the best pictures, the best contributors, even the best loading times. So, Sam, how long
Well,
have you been running the festivals?
oh, download 2017. I think the idea was conceived, and then I think the domain it was all. Yeah, I must have registered it like as soon as I got home, sort of thing, on the Monday or Tuesday after download. Like we were volunteering for Hotbox, and we
Oh,
noticed
wow.
they had a photographer guy there. And he wasn't like a press photographer or anything to do with the festival. He'd just like come with Hotbox to take photos of the volunteers doing their shifts. And I mean, he was doing that an awful lot, but
Yeah,
it
my
meant that you
sister,
can't
she
do
got
anything.
interviewed by Hotbox when she was doing her shifts, this download.
Ah, yeah. So it must have been a similar sort of thing. I don't think they were doing interviews back then. I think they've stepped up the content a bit more. But yeah, literally, I think we'd met him in the day, and then later at night when you're having a bit more mad ideas, I suppose, at like fucking 2 in the morning or something in the tent, we were like he's got in for free and he doesn't have to do any shifts. And we started thinking like, what do we know how to do? What could we do to get in for free and not have to do any stewarding shifts? And the idea of making a website was born. And then a few years later, it became like a full-time actual fucking income. Well, there
So,
we go.
so what was the initial thing of what you were planning to put on it? Was it going to be like reviews or was it
Um,
all sorts of content?
I'm not sure. I think the idea was always to make a news website to start with for the sake of getting into write reviews. But I think it quickly took on a life of its own and it was actually mostly a news website with, I don't know, we still do some reviews, don't we? But
Yeah, that's mostly me
it
though.
is news day to day, isn't it, through the year?
Hmm.
You can't be doing many reviews in December. So,
No,
yeah,
though there is Insider in February, which I'm hoping to get to this year.
inside it was.
Yeah, so it's the same people who do Cursus. They put on a
Inside that's the pun. I knew there was a pun there somewhere. It took me a second to figure out what was going on.
yeah,
So
it's
this
in a
is like a
Butlins.
caravan park or something, is it?
Yeah, yeah, so that's the idea, but it's basically just a punk festival in a Butlins. But yeah, no, you're right. There mostly aren't that many in winter, so we've got to cover the news.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know really. I mean, I've never had that much of a structured plan for it or anything else. It's just sort of snowballed and happened and then keep going.
Were
Christ, I
you
don't know.
influenced by what stories did well?
Yes, but possibly not in a positive way, because the things that do well are cheap, clickbaity,
Hmm.
attention grabbing headlines or just almost like Reach PLC sort of level stuff. Like there's no
Yeah, it's
the stuff that
precise.
you're proud of isn't the stuff that does numbers. You put it
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
precisely what you'd expect if you've spent any time doing journalism, really.
Yeah, yeah, it's like that.
And it's kind of really depressing if you look at the back end numbers. Often the best stuff on the site is the worst performing stuff, and the worst performing stuff is like some of my highest performing stuff is the listicles, and like
Yeah, that's it. Listicles, some of them can be good, some of them are quite fun and
yeah,
really
but
enjoyable content. But
and
I
it's
don't know,
still it's like oh I threw that together in an afternoon, and it like wasn't even like I threw it together in an afternoon because I wanted to mention some festivals and get on the good side of their press officers.
yeah, there's things that are like, oh, an idea I've had and just immediately done, and it's something that I've published in 30 minutes after having the idea, and it'll do great. I think
Mm.
the backlink from BBC.com or something like that came from a how to recycle your tent thing, which is
I
Like the
mean,
options for recycling your tent aren't great, or maybe it was how to repair your tent or something like that. But again, it's there are little repairs you can do on a tent
yeah,
if it's
the obvious
fucked.
zips and stuff and
Yeah,
waterproofing.
yeah. But the
But a lot
advice,
of the time, it's a lot of effort for something that actually costs £30.
well, yeah, that's it. And like it's sort of good content. I guess it answers that question in one nice little page if you Google it, whereas before you'd have had to do your own Googling. But it's
Hmm. I
I don't
mean,
know, that's it. It's the short, quick things that just sometimes do really well.
yeah, my favorite approach with tents is actually not to repair them at all. It's to cut them up and use them as like decorations.
I
So,
think that was one of the fucking answers in the listicles, of how to repair or recycle your tent. Want to just cut it up and make something out of it. Like, because you're
mm,
not saving it, you're buying a new tent.
yeah. I mean, they're great for bunting. If you've got two different colored tents, boom, just triangles and you're there.
Oh, have you seen the thing they have at the top of the hill at Boomtown? Some strange monster that's made out of old tents.
Oh, I don't know if I have, you know. I was
No,
always a bit too high when I got to the top of the hill.
no, I mean, it was cool when I first saw it a few years ago, and I think it's still there, but I think it's taken off since then. And
Hmm.
well, it's not like that everywhere now.
Yeah, I like the way festivals are getting artier relative to like how they used to be. Because like I remember going to Reading in like 2016 and there just wasn't a single piece of art across the entire site.
Is there now?
I doubt it. I haven't been back to
Yeah,
Reading.
I was gonna say I don't remember seeing anything beyond graffiti at a lot of places like that, but I've not been for a few years,
I
so
mean, Download last year, right, this year was actually, I mean, it wasn't like, one of the arty boutique festivals I love so much, but they put in a lot more effort than they've done in previous years.
there
Like
was
it,
stuff, not beyond just stages and traders and toilets.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Things.
There was actual
That's
architecture.
good.
Like it wasn't that impressive, but it was there.
It doesn't
Like it,
need to be though, does it? It's just gives it a bit more personality in that than
yeah,
just
like one thing they'd
field and
done
stage.
was they've just made some blocks out of plywood. Don't know what they were for, don't know why they were there, but they added some personality to the space. Maybe it was sound deadening, I don't know, but it was nice. Added to the feel.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know.
yeah.
I'd never have thought the sound deadening thing unless you mentioned it, but you never know, do you? It's probably is something someone's considering, and
I mean, like so many sites struggle so much with you've got stage A and stage B, and you can actually hear both perfectly well from point C.
yeah,
Like that was my main complaint about Noisily last year. Everything you could always hear the main doof doof stages, and like that's the problem with the flat site. I mean,
was
you
that
moan
noisy?
about
Was this a new site?
yeah, this was the new site. It's because it's not hilly and like like the old site had dips and divots everywhere,
Yeah.
whereas
Oh,
this
yeah.
is just a flat plane in a wood. So actually, you just
Uh,
hear everything, and it's going to be really difficult for them to deal with that, I think. Like they say they've got a lot planned, but you know, I don't know.
I mean, it might be possible, but it is
Mm.
definitely a fucking tricky thing to deal with, even on the best of days, the sound isolation.
Mm. The way Maui Waui does it, actually, I like. They just use loads of straw a lot of the time. Like for all their electronic like music, all their dance tents, they've just surrounded it with a wall of bales, and it mostly works.
That is, that's not a bad way to do it, is it?
That's also what also do actually. Yeah, they just make a bunker out of like bales, double thick also do, and it just blasts it upwards.
So why do you think more places don't do that then? If it's
I
just so...
I actually don't know.
Oh, I suppose maybe some of them are just too big. Like you could do that with lots of different smaller stages, maybe. But
Yeah, yeah, I suppose when you're trying to get somewhere above like, 1,000 capacity, it
yeah,
becomes a bit of a nightmare.
also hay's fucking expensive, isn't it? So if you're trying to use enough hay to
Well, the thing is you don't need to keep it. You can give it back
what?
when you're done.
Are the farmers going to want it back when it's all stuffed full of cigarette ends and
That's
bits of
true.
old
Yeah,
vapes and
yeah, yeah.
stuff?
I mean, if you got so you could buy a whole bunch of hay, right, and then take it to a series of festivals in a row and use it for sound
Yeah,
deadening all summer. That's a
that,
business. Ooh,
that
maybe I
could
need
be
to
a
clear out my
business.
van.
that fucking, you never know.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. It seems like quite a low value good to transport around. Should probably get a trailer for it.
Maybe that's why the business doesn't work, because how many lorries are you going to need for all the sound deadening hay going from Boomtown to the next one and all of that? If you're doing big scale festivals, that's
Yeah, because I mean, in theory, I reckon you could probably afford it. Like that, there is enough hay to build a big wall around Boomtown if you want.
well, I suppose it's not even like Boomtown's maybe not the best example because it's just
Well,
really big, but
well,
like
you've
that's
got no. It is the
it's
best
problem
example because
spots,
the
isn't it?
bowl
You don't
isn't
need to
that
do it.
big.
Eh?
Boomtown is the best example because while it's huge, the bowl isn't.
Well, I was thinking if you were going to isolate like every stage with hay, then it sort of is, but you don't need to do that, do you? You just need problem
Yeah.
problems top little tweaks, little good places to put them where it makes a difference.
Well, yeah. Also,
But
like the loudest stages, right? They don't sort of when you're in the middle of that, it's fine. They don't need protecting.
yeah,
Whereas it's only the small ones that need protecting. So actually, what you need to do is build a bunker around your little stages.
ah, so things like that. Why don't they just use hay? But
There's a
everything.
lot of
Why don't
thought.
they
Yeah.
just? They've probably thought about this already, and
Mm.
there must
Yeah,
be something
no,
we don't know about.
no. Like this is something I've quite enjoyed.
Maybe it goes on fire.
It does go on fire. That's true.
Yeah, that's the nice little tiny boutique festivals of 500 people. Maybe you can get away with it. But if you make a big wall out of hay at fucking Boomtown with 60,000 people there,
You better hope it rains.
yeah, before you even get a heat wave, that is that like
Ooh.
you get some dickhead who's just like gonna try and do it on purpose, aren't you? Like
They
it's
won't even think it's a problem. They'll be lighting a fire for fun, like just out of
oh, someone
grace.
being stupid.
Yeah, just doing it out of
Yeah.
like their inherent pyromania. They won't even think that the hay is flammable. Like that
Well,
won't
if
even
you're in enough
occur.
of a state, you might not, yeah, you might not even be being malicious. You just, I don't know,
No, I'm
being
cold. I want a
putting something
campfire.
out.
I've
Oh
got a
dear.
lighter. There's some twigs on the ground. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, it's maybe not the best idea.
So, Sam, when you're at a festival and you're reviewing it, does it change your approach? Like when you've got like the free ticket and like you're in with the pass and stuff?
Not massively, and like the I suppose the best answer for that is being like, oh, I'm trying to keep it authentic as well as like, I don't quite know and can't quite be asked what I do to go beyond that. But I'm generally thinking I want to write a review of like what it was like, almost like a diary, what it was
Hmm.
like just going and dealing with it like I'd done every festival before, like just as a punter or as crew, but as
Hmm.
just someone who's there to enjoy the festival and see their mates and fucking get smashed and silly cringe things like that, really. So generally take that approach, but of course I think we've done the odd interview on site, we have done the odd bit of photography in the pits, but as much because it was cool and it seemed like something fun to do one morning rather than, I don't know, let's go and listen to every artist on this stage, or let's go and write a critique of the, don't know, the music, the objective. Like trying to evaluate the fucking performances and that is no, not doing it like that.
I mean, I don't know. I like picking out what I like as banging.
Oh yeah, see that's it. That sort of approach. I went to this and it was fucking brilliant for this reason, and I went to
Hmm.
that and it was fucking brilliant, and this was really fun, and this was a fucking laugh. But I don't like doing I don't know, because you can't be objective about it because it is all subjective. But you almost get like you're just literally trying to evaluate how well the band's performed or something like
Hmm.
that.
Like, and what are you comparing it to? Are you comparing it to their album? Are you comparing it to the last time you saw them live? Are you comparing it to other bands?
You're comparing it to Coldplay probably, but
I mean, if I'm comparing it to Coldplay, everyone gets A stars.
but that's it though, isn't it? It's just I think the only way you can, like, if you're looking for a review of a festival, if you want to know if you want to go to it, it doesn't matter that much who on the lineup was shite last year because they're not going to be there this year anyway.
I don't know. A bunch of the
Before,
events
well,
I've been going to, the lineups are pretty much 50% rollovers. Like you
well,
get,
yeah, but you know what I mean. Like the lineup you can look at yourself and you know what band you like, and you can encourage people to try the smaller things that they've not heard of and tell them how much fun that is.
yeah,
But I feel like it's like slightly a bit different. You want to write about what literally just what it was like at this festival compared to another festival, and how good their programming is part of that when you're looking at it from that perspective, and the
yeah.
vibe they're going for, and which stages are always going off and things like that, and which ones are always a laugh, like the I don't know, some of the bars will have parody acts and things like that, might be the most fun place in the world. And you want to tell people that, but
In a way, it almost helps to not know any of the stuff on the bill before you go, because then you
yeah.
can look at it with a fresh set of eyes and go, is this good? I don't know. Like, and like you can find out what you actually really do like because you're seeing it and they're like, oh, attracted. Boom.
Oh, have you gone?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, you're
Or it should
back.
be.
You're back. Yeah,
Yeah.
you just froze up for a sec.
Oh yeah, it's my van being Faraday cagey. Like the router's in the house and the van is being the studio because I was bored of the white walls in my room and I wanted chaos instead.
No, I like the Van Chaos background for a festival podcast. I don't like how like just bland and fucking officey, isn't
Yeah,
it?
no,
But
I mean the
I've never
van.
really considered a bit of studio before.
Well, the van hasn't been used as a studio before either, so we're both doing it for the first time. Yeah, but no, the van honestly, right, has been one of the it is such a key factor in doing the reviews and making
Oh,
it.
it's always been the dream, isn't it? Being in a van at a festival. It's again download
So
10 years ago. The cunts who were like, "Oh, we're gonna go. What Simpsons are we gonna watch back in the van?" And on a good day, you'd think, "Fucking shit! Why would you want to do that anyway?" But this was rainy download, horrible download, cold download.
download 16, you said, or 17.
Oh, maybe it was back in 17. Yeah, I don't know. It might have been 13 or 14.
Oh,
I don't know.
15 was bad too.
Yeah, I know I wasn't there in 15 and that. I had a few years gap, so I don't know which one it was, but I remember it was cold and wet and fucking miserable. I'm thinking, oh, these cunts have got a van. I'd love to have a van.
All right, so this year it was cold and miserable, and my van hardly fucking helped me because
What?
it was 2.5 miles away from everything I had to do because I was working in eco
Oh,
and the arena was closer to eco than it was to the van. So I wasn't
yeah.
using the van as a base. So all I was doing was I was trotting 1.5 miles every morning to get a slightly warmer bed. And really, I don't think that was a good trade. I mean, actually, it did
No,
help
why were you so far away? I don't.
because download was put in the wrong place by the campsite managers because that's how download works.
Ah, so you weren't in the
I
circuit
wasn't in the circular
campsite,
camping campsite, or at least the van wasn't. And yeah.
and the other people got their vans in there. You'd just been
I
experimenting.
I didn't push hard enough to get my van in there. No, I should have been
Ah,
more
oh, it's on
insistent
them.
that I needed to get my van onto the other side of site on the Tuesday before they opened it up,
Oh, so it
and I
wasn't even
might well have been
open.
able to get it through. It might have been like a yeah, all right, we can get you through because it was a route that I could. There was a path. It was drivable the whole way. I just didn't know the way, so it's one of
That's
them.
a fucking problem, isn't it? Just literally, well, just finding like if you turn up as press, where do I go? Where do I park's always well, no, not always a challenge. Lots of them are really good, but some of them nobody has a fucking clue.
Mate, WOMAD last year was bad. I got sent like a ping pong ball all around site. Maui Waui, love them a lot, but they did not know what to do with me when I arrived on site. I mean, to be fair, I'm almost as much internal press for them. So,
Wow. I'd imagine there it's not much, slightly more chill to deal with not knowing
yeah.
what you're meant to do because if you've not got a wall of security to get through before you can deal with it in the
No,
city.
that's true. If they piss me off too much, I can always just go put on some camouflage. But
Oh, so you can't just wander in. It sounds like it's fucking open plan when I'm out
it's near
here.
enough. So you have to go through the trees,
Yeah.
and you might have to go under a fence, maybe, depending on which angle you take. But you can pretty much wander in. Like I haven't had any of my friends go in without wristbands or tickets since 19, I think, or it might have been
Yeah.
21. But it's a thing that it still happens.
No, that
Like,
was it Maui the guy who hates the
he hates
like
the
security
fences.
fencing. What's it called? Harris fencing
Harris
or something?
fencing, yeah. Well, the
I've
thing
not
is, the
heard that
site's
until you interviewed him.
quite well set up to avoid it because he's got a very
Yeah.
convenient ditch.
Oh, so he's got a fucking moat.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
Well, that'll help, I suppose.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
like
it just seems like that sort of place where it's more of
no,
a chilled vibe.
it's not quite Smugglers. Well, I probably shouldn't say this on the podcast, but Smugglers has no fence. Like they have some security, but it's like a couple of dudes patrolling around like a quite a long site barrier.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get onto that site, you could. You
Yeah,
don't.
I think that's probably more what I was going for with Maui actually, and I guess that
Like Maui, you
people
could.
pay for their tickets willingly,
Yeah, it's
or
very
they're
well.
volunteering or something. You don't have
So
to get super
if
fence
you
set up
if you want to
because
get a car into the car park, that's the thing. It's a lot
yeah,
easier to secure a car park than it is to secure a festival. So
right.
keeping the local kids out, no, you can't do that. But also, they're the local kids. They sort of deserve to get into for free.
Uh, well, I won't argue with that as they do
Like,
as well. And to be fair, the like a bigger, more commercial festival, the local kids that are that local to the fucking site, they're probably getting free residence tickets if they want them anyway. They must be like stones throw local to be crawling in through the woods because they're the local kids.
ooh, that actually is a point. I should be able to get residence tickets for the Cambridge Folk Festival.
Yeah.
Hmm. Keep that in mind. No, wait, I want to go to Secret Garden Party instead.
Oh, is it the
Unfor-
same weekend?
yeah, unfortunately, it's clashing the area. Very festivally in Cambridgeshire that weekend.
Right. Which SGP would this be? Is this the Roots one?
This is the Roots one, yeah.
And is that the one that is effectively
SGP.
SGP to me? Because
Yeah.
I've not followed it as closely as I should, and
No, but also, like, they kind of flubbed it by just not calling it SGP this year, I think. Because it is. They're doing another one. They're doing like a secret party at the end of the year.
oh, the one that you had to be invite or member, or there was some sort of
Yeah,
bar
yeah.
set, wasn't
I,
there?
I'm not sure what that's about. I imagine that we'll find out more about it when they need to sell some tickets. But but yeah. So but Roots looks really fun to be honest. I'm quite excited for it. Yeah, I'm gonna try and make sure to go. The Rising is a 50 quid festival. It's got the Dub Pistols. My mate Space Opera are playing. I'm excited. It sounds like fun. You'll get a review.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, no, it was supposed to be the start of my season. But things started off early because well, because circular camping are cool.
No, still, I mean, that's would have been quite a late start to the season for you, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I was originally planning to try and get a job in Cambridge, but it turns out I'm not
Yeah.
very employable.
Yeah, fucking, I've found that myself lately, but
It's annoying, isn't it?
well, I just decided, oh well, fuck it, I'll just keep writing about festivals, and that's I've had a look into every few years have a look at the other jobs market and then realize, oh yeah, this is why I fucked this off last time because it's hard out there.
Yeah. No, man. I'm sort of surprised you aren't basing it out of like a rundown caravan on a traveler site though. That would suit the festivals a bit more, I think.
I'd like one now. Like fuck it, I could. It has occurred to me that like if I could buy a caravan now with like
Ooh.
no, well, not now, but as in if I sold my house, which I suppose isn't that encouraging,
No.
but it's like well, like I said, all these years of being a download and seeing the people who've got vans,
Mm.
I've never had like vans are expensive.
I mean, you say
I've
that.
never had fucking 15 grand sat around to buy a fucking van all kitted out.
I didn't put 15 into this though, did
But
I?
you put a lot of time into it though as well, and you know what you're doing. And unfortunately, all the things
I
that
didn't when I started, Sam. Just putting it, I learned as I went along. And yeah,
that's
like
what I said I was gonna do with my house, and it's still a fucking building site because I have these ideas. Like I feel, oh, I'll do it all myself. Well, it doesn't get done, mate. Like fucking, it's the
honestly, with
same. I just
vans.
have a van rotting on my drive.
Oh yeah, no. You buy a rust bucket, you keep it for as many years as you can get it through the MOT without too much work. And then when it starts really going, you buy another rust bucket. They're a disposable resource. As much as I love you, I don't think I'm gonna get you through the winter, really.
Really?
Not I'm not that optimistic about it, no. Like
Well,
I love this van, but I was poking holes in it this morning, just underneath. Like
I
yeah.
suppose you've got like the stuff now, which I mean, as in everything I can see behind you. So if you get a new rust bucket,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
just
I've got
transplant it into a new. So it's almost be the
I
same van in a new shell.
I actually I would do that, yes. I would very much transplant my previous van into a new van. I'd even like keep the like the board of stuff. Yeah, so that panel, I'd take
Oh
it off
yeah.
and I'd put that in the new van with all the tickets and maps and stuff. But yeah, so Sam, have you got any events you're particularly excited for this year?
Massively excited for. I've got new things I want to go to and see what they're like. Like fucking Maui Waui, I'm very excited to potentially see.
I am glad I
It's
finally.
the other end of the country for me, isn't it? But I mean, I've not been to loads this year, and it's just it's the I've got lazy with my festivals, but what I've got lazy with is this the like the effort of it, the stress of it, the drama of it, and like it's worth it. But I'm thinking like that's not Maui Waui, is it? That's 60,000 capacity, 4,000 security, and 1,000 fucking police sort of
Yeah,
festivals.
no, download this year. Like I left and I just spent a whole day lying down afterwards. I was planning to like do stuff, be productive, and I just couldn't. My feet hurt too much. Like I couldn't get over like
Oh,
getting
this is
out of
just all the
bed.
walking.
This was just like I wasn't even going hard. Like I did not
Wow,
have one hangover that entire weekend, and yet I still on the Monday, no, on the Tuesday, because I was working on the Monday, I was still walking everywhere. Like I just had nothing left in the tank.
I say I don't mind the walking, but I mean that's not considering all this walking to your van that you've had to do at fucking download
Well,
for
it was the mud as
some
well.
reason.
Like,
Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, that'll hurt then, yeah. Come
yeah,
Monday. The
yeah,
sticky mud. The
yeah.
water's not too bad, is it? It's once they've put hay in it, but it wasn't enough, and then it's like glue.
You know exactly what download
Yeah,
is like. God,
yeah,
on the Sunday particularly, they'd put just enough hay down to make it stick to your boots.
yeah. So, I mean, that wasn't quite what I was going for, but yeah, I think I've done too many festivals where I've got to stress about what's going to happen on the way in, or if just even if I'm going to get stuck in a big queue for hours. Just
Mm.
I'm quite excited to hopefully finally go to some festivals that well, I say the complete other end of the scale. Maui Waui's 10,000 now, is it?
No, it's only 5 at
Oh,
most.
5. Okay. So that's perhaps still
It's just creeping into medium now.
medium will do, though. I'm so used to Live Nation.
Honestly, right? After mostly avoiding them bar Boomtown last year, like being back at Live Nation events, it is like they are good. Like I criticize
Yeah,
Live Nation a
I
lot.
really want to go to Boomtown just because I didn't go last year and I'd been to every year for a
I've already
while
put in an
before that.
application for the festivals, I'm afraid.
Have you?
In the
Well,
moment
still,
my
that's it.
emotional baggage removal company one got rejected, I sent in one for the festivals. I just had
Did you
to.
not do it last year with that?
They rejected us because well, I don't know if they want us to release this publicly, but since they didn't tell me not to,
Well, I mean,
they've
it's
cut
up to
down the
you whether
number
you
of
commit.
they've cut down the number of walkabout acts this year. So,
Oh, that's sad.
at least they've cut down the number in Area 404 and the number that the person giving me hiring
Ah,
my lot
okay.
have access to. It may be that they're more in total. I don't know the details. I'm not privy to the running of Boomtown. But it I mean, if they gave me the reasoning, they've cut down the number of acts. So this is all I can say. Like if anyone at Boomtown wants to comment, I might even send you a right of reply email.
Was yeah, that's it. Anyway, I would like to go to Boomtown possibly. I mean, if it comes to it, there's millions of different ways that I'd
Yeah.
find to get in. But I am fatigued from the just the stress of big festivals. Maybe it's not even it's easy to be like, oh fuck Live Nation and all of that, but maybe it's just the facts of life when you're running an event for 60,000 punters in a field, it's going to involve more effort for them than
I mean,
any other
remember
sort of
SGP
event.
2021 or 2022?
22.
That was quite a high effort festival, and that's completely independent.
Ah, see, to me, that was a low effort festival. That's the whole point. That's why I want to come to these smaller ones. Because yeah, SGP was really chill and low effort from my perspective. Like,
I guess crewing made it harder for me.
oh, you were working, weren't you?
Yeah, I was working, and the job I'd been given was kind of badly run, to be honest.
What was it again? It was was it
Yeah,
recycling?
we were on the eco band, which meant we had very little to do,
I
really.
remember.
But we were sort of responsible for a lot more than we were actually doing, and we hadn't
Oh,
been given any like ability to plan what we were doing or build infrastructure for what we were doing.
was this
So
like people had paid extra on the tickets or something and they needed
yeah,
litter pick refunds?
everyone paid £10 extra on their ticket, and if
Yeah,
they came to us, they could get some kind of scanny thing. We scanned their wristbands and gave them a
right.
£10 cashback discount. And in theory, it was a really good idea, but also that's one of the messiest festivals I've ever been to. So, I don't know if it worked.
Yeah, wasn't it? You couldn't find bin bags anywhere, or even you guys didn't know where to
We
get bin
didn't know.
bags.
We got given a small stock of bin bags, and we've run out a few hours in. And SGP is a well-run festival compared to like a lot of them.
Well, it was the first year back after a long time, wasn't it, there?
That's true.
And
Yeah.
they had made a lot of changes.
Yeah. No, I've got quite high hopes for seeing them working a small capacity event doing magic.
Well, the thing is, maybe I'm just coming at it from big scale festivals, but I really enjoyed SGP.
Mm.
Most of the issues that were people making a fuss about at 2022, I didn't really know about until I got told about them.
Hmm. I saw a lot of them, but the toilets I didn't think were as bad as people were making out, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, might have felt differently about it if I was a woman, but
yeah, I didn't have a great impression of the security though, I must say.
oh, we did see you might have to cut it, but the pervy one. Do you know? You remember who I mean? I'd
I
forgotten
remember
about him.
I've heard about a couple that met that description. I'm pretty sure it's the SGP have cut contact with whoever was involved with that.
I'd imagine they have. They did make.
Quite a big deal of it.
Yeah, they're making all the. They basically picked out the top three issues that people were complaining about afterwards, and be like, they've gone heavy on. Look, we have fixed this. We have paid attention to this now. Fair dues. We fucked it, and we've
Yeah.
sorted that out. But I've not been since, so I don't
No, I
know.
almost feel bad about going to Nostock last year instead.
They're the same weekend every year, are they then?
No, not this year. Not this year.
So you're not doing no stock those.
I'm tempted by Nostock this year. I haven't made my mind up.
No, I've listened to the pod with
Ella.
Ella Nosworthy or something.
Yes,
Like
that's
that,
her.
right?
Yeah, yeah. I haven't made my mind up on Nostock yet. I have a strong feeling that I'm really gonna need a week off.
Oh, is it? Does it line up like that then? Really?
Well, it lines up like it's what so it'd be my fourth week on the trot.
Oh yeah, nah. It's
And
done me in this year when it's not even festivals. It's just
like do I want
general weekends away.
so do I want to do my like concurrent best? Do I want to attempt concurrent like the number of festivals weekend on? Because I've done five, I think.
Five in a row.
Do I want to try and beat that this year? Because I can.
Um,
I don't know if I should, but I'm
it
wondering if I.
depends how like fucking west you think it makes you go afterwards. It depends if you look back on it 6 months later and think, fucking hell, I've turned my life upside down doing it. Or if it was fine.
My life collapsed afterwards.
that's
I
that's
don't
what
know if it's linked, to be fair. I don't know if it's linked, but my
well, you
life
never
did.
do you? But that's
Yeah.
the
I
correlation is still a little bit.
Yeah. But well, I mean the thing is I'm gonna do like 11 this year anyway. It's just whether I make it 13.
Well, you're doing 11 this year.
Yeah, I've already done 3. So
Oh,
I've
you've
made
done
a good.
three. I thought you'd done one.
Yeah, no, I've done 3. I've made a dent in it. So I did
Right.
I mean 2 of them have been really little easy ones. Like Strawberry Fair is just a day festival in Cambridge. It's easy. It
Yeah.
counts because it's got so much going on. It counts. And then First Light was 2 days in Lowestoft. Nice
Oh,
easy city
God.
festival. I haven't written anything about the First Light yet. I went for free. It's a free festival. I went to see someone. Yeah, no. So I was in Lowestoft. I need to edit something together out of that footage and write something for you. But it will take me a little while. I'm going to be slow on that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with reviews. I think like to be useful, they're for people buying tickets for next year. So
Yeah, but they get the
stress that
vast
much about
majority
getting
of
them
their
out straight away.
views. They get the vast majority of their views within a month of going up, though. Like
They
60-70%, don't they?
Some of them do. I mean, I suppose if you can get them out on the Monday afterwards,
Oh,
that is great. But that is perhaps unrealistic with a lot of fucking festival trips, really.
I mean, right. I think
Those are
I
the
could.
paid journos from big London offices and that get sent and they get their copy in by Monday morning
I
because
mean,
they.
I think I could do it, right? It's just I'd have to change my approach to drugs and work.
Wags. That's my. I think that's what I was saying.
Like, don't take drugs when you're not at work, and then take drugs when you are at work.
Yeah, no, but I find some of the reviews like they can. It depend if they rank on Google for say download review, Boomtown review. If you can get in the top 1, 2, or 3 sort of slots come next spring, then you will get quite a lot of traffic for it. But otherwise, it's like no one's asked on socials, are they?
One thing I've actually found is with the smaller festivals I'm writing about, I'm often losing to myself from last year in the rankings. Like,
Well,
like
that's
it's not that bad because
not
either
really a
way I'm getting
problem.
a bite of the pie. But yeah, like when my 2023 review does better than my 2024 review in 2024, that's a bit disappointing.
But I'm not sure, Google works in fucking mysterious ways, doesn't it? But I mean, I guess they're both right up at the top anyway.
What's the worst festival you've ever been to, Sam?
Oh, now that says I've never had like a bad experience at a festival. I've never
That
been to
makes this a more interesting question.
yeah. I have seen people have bad experiences at festivals. I can
But is the festival to blame for that?
I'm I'm not sure. I feel like even at like fucking Leeds and Reading, when it is a riot on a Sunday night and that, and I mean, if your tent is getting set on fire, that's fucking shit.
Hmm.
But I don't know who is to blame for that, and like the general just sort of Leeds attracts people who've just fucking done their A levels and just turned 18 and want to come and be dickheads. I went to Leeds and I was a dickhead as my first festival, I think.
I mean,
And like that was my fault. That wasn't Leeds' fault.
I'm
But I was
quite glad that when I went to Leeds, it was wet, to be honest.
no, it's it. Like I a proper little shit, but I had a great time, and I went back a few years later, and I think we had to run away on Sunday night because it was getting a bit much. In fact, yeah. So I mean, I have left Leeds early because everything was going on fire. I think my mate's tent got slashed open. Like it was brutal through the weekend, and then Sunday we were just like, nah. But I still had a fucking. I still really enjoyed it. I
Would you go back to Leeds again?
and apart from that, all I can say is that I've been to smaller festivals that I've gone to. I suppose I have gone to a few like to review them, or just for the sake of something to do that weekend. I'll pop up and review that. They're good festivals where a lot of people have a great time, but they're perhaps more family oriented, or they're like Gotwood's fucking brilliant as a festival, and it's picturesque and it's a lovely vibe and it's full of lovely people and things like that. But I'm not mad into electronic music. So after 2 days there, and you've just heard beats, 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 beats from 7 in the morning till probably 7 the next morning, the whole fucking time. Like, but I still fucking loved it, and I'd like to go back. Like, so I
You see, that's one of the things that makes me love Noisily so much. Because I'm
yeah,
not beats, 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 beats at all, but I still fucking love it.
that's it. Like, I don't think I've ever been to anything that's just been like a shit show and that. I've been to things that I knew weren't quite aimed at me and fucking enjoyed them, but it felt a little bit like it's not completely aimed at me. But I mean, if every festival in the world was aimed at me, then loads of people would just hate every festival.
I don't know, man. I think you're a good target demographic. It would improve the quality of festivals on average.
uh, but still, how many of them can I go to in a season?
Yeah, no, that's true, true. You're pretty limited.
No.
Like, I guess for me, I sort of rationalize it by, oh, it's a free campsite.
I just can't think of it. I mean, have you been to anywhere you've just thought I've been miserable all weekend and it's the festival's fault because it's shit?
No, no, I've been to somewhere I've been like, okay, this is a bit boring and shit, but it's been like ultra local things done in a park on a budget of what looks like a grand, you know? Like
Oh yeah,
their chief of events is 18. And like I guess I've been to some which are like, that but bigger and that have been a bit sad. Oh, no, no, I have. I have been to a festival that's shit. Manchester University, Pangaea,
oh, was that in fucking?
in the Students' Union.
That was in Academy as well, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, 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 yeah. That's not very good.
So that was all. Was that organised by the SU?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh
And
dear.
it's just not very good at all. I would say that's the
uh,
worst thing that calls itself a festival I've ever been to. But I wasn't in the mood for it either, so.
well, I mean, it was just a one night event, wasn't it? Really, at the fucking
Yeah, it was a
hotel.
one night event with like 5 or 6 different rooms playing different types of music. To be honest, if you're like into like current dance music, whatever it was
Yeah,
then, or you're into like indie bangers, you'll have fun. It'll be great.
Manchester has like a lot of good stuff, or even big, like, or even like it sounds like they've tried to make a mini warehouse project, but it's by students for students.
Yeah, no, it felt like that. They were trying to make a mini warehouse project and they just weren't cool enough. Like,
That's it. Warehouse project by students for students doesn't sound like a winning formula, really.
I don't know, they were like, if it was the students who like do like the art gallery at Antwerp, for
Oh
example,
yeah, but that's
those
it. They
students,
run Antwerp. They're not running the SU.
yeah, yeah,
It's
like,
probably all these big events probably are like there's a lot of students involved, but
yeah, it's not the same. The
did
SU lot
Parklife, how
aren't.
did Parklife get going? Because it was I don't know if they were students, but it was student E, wasn't it? It was Platfield.
Oh, I'm sure Sasha Lord. I don't know where Sasha Lord started.
I reckon it's 80% odds, I'm guessing, right? That they were promoters effectively putting on events in different venues, and then they started putting on Parklife and Blackfields,
Hmm.
and it's just snowballed into what Parklife is now.
Yeah, it's a shame
That's the
there
move
still
because it
isn't a
got too
festival.
big.
There isn't still a festival in Platfields because it's a nice
That's
venue
it.
for it.
Like I can see why just the Blackfields festival towards the end of every student year would be fucking mad and would naturally grow into something that isn't just students but fucking all sorts of people.
Mm.
Like
Well, I mean,
it
yeah,
does make sense to me. Like I don't know if they have had sort of, I guess it'd attract investment, but it does make sense to me that something could start like that and then
I
grow.
think I think your concern with the Platfields Festival would be, and the nicest way I can phrase it is just 2 words: Moss side.
Wow. Yeah, I think I'd say the same thing in different words like security and crowd management and just the pure volume of people and that in it. Like, but
Yeah, it's
two
like,
sides of the same
I
coin.
mean, we run a free festival in Cambridge, which is like what 35,000 people. Strawberry Fair. It's brilliant. It's
Yeah.
really really good, but securing it and security is kind of a nightmare. Like you have to be careful what you play and stuff. You can't get too wild because it can turn, and that's in Cambridge,
So this
and
is
we're
free
free entry,
entry,
free
wander
entry,
in sort of festival.
like kind of punk, punk but broad. So like Broadchurch, like 9 stages, each put on by a different collective.
Is it
So
set in like a park in the city?
yeah, yeah, big park, Midsummer Common in the middle of the city.
So can you just wander in?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they've
You
got
get
people on
security
gates.
checked.
They've got people on gates. They've got guards on
Okay.
gates now. Because like they want to limit the amount of booze gets in because they don't want people getting completely rat-assed and
Oh,
going mental.
so you can bring your own booze though.
Yeah, they let you bring in 4 cans because it's a free festival.
Oh,
It's
fancy,
meant to be
fancy.
free for the people of Cambridge, and that means they want it to be to be able to go and have a good time for free, really for free. Like it's a suggested £2 donation on the door.
Oh wow, £2. Fucking hell.
Yeah, their budget is insanely
I
low
mean,
for what they put on. It's absolutely jaw dropping.
no, that's really good. I take just having to buy pints as quite a good deal, really, in that sort of
Yeah,
scenario.
no, I
And
would
it
be
depends.
happy to not bring in booze, but
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah,
if they're gonna let you.
yeah, no, I mean, First Light was the same in Lowestoft. They let us bring in booze. I mean, the lineup at First Light quite doesn't quite compare to the lineup at Strawberry Fair. Like Fresh Twang were
No,
good. What what are they called? Queen Dogs. Queen Dogs were fucking brilliant. They're this like female fronted punk band. They were probably also playing at Strawberry Fair. I just didn't see them because
oh,
they
I
are from
didn't know this
Cambridge.
about Strawberry Fair. I'd have guessed that it was like a fucking 80, 120 quid camping weekend ticket sort of affair with the
No,
lineup
it's a
and felt
one
like
day
it.
free festival going from midday till 11 with like
That's
100 bands on. It's
ah,
absolutely fucking mental.
that's fantastic. I had no idea about that. I wish there was more things like that about.
Honestly, yeah. You're like, get on with your local council, try and start it.
I don't think they're very keen for things like that around here.
No, to be fair, I don't know if they're very keen for it around here. It's just we've been going since 1971, so
Well, I suppose it's established. Yeah, we did have a free festival thing on the promenade, like very small scale, like stage set up though, like on the beach, room for a good couple hundred people, bar set up and all of that. But it's family oriented shite, and I'm thinking like, obviously it's great that they're doing it. There's a lot of people there having a great time. It's free, it's the beach, all of that. But I'm thinking like, why don't they have a tribute festival on here for me and all my mates, sort of thing?
wait,
But
tribute
then you think
festivals.
about it and you think, well, because that will attract not families with their kids watching somebody do some sort of like CBBS karaoke on this stage with a bit of
I
good flavors,
I don't
but
know. I don't
you'll
like
need
tribute
security,
festivals just because of how much money they make. Like,
eh?
I don't like tribute festivals purely because of how much money they make. Like,
I've
I've got
stopped going to my local one because it's got too expensive the last few years. But I think it's the best. It's my favorite one of the series of little festivals this place in Chester puts on because, like, it's just a day of tunes, and getting and drinking and stuff, isn't it? And classics, mate. It's classics all day long.
Do you go to the have you been to any of the big chain ones? I can't remember what they're called.
No, but I've seen that they like move around and stuff. Although
Yeah.
I've heard, I'm very aware of Glastonbury because my mate used to go, which I think is definitely an independent festival,
Hmm.
and that looks
Independent
really
tribute.
good. Like, I mean, all I know is my mate's been a few times, and I've followed him on social media for years because of that. But the vibe I get from them is that it would be really fucking sick. I don't even know where in the country it is. It's I
Yeah.
think the name sticks in the head more than anything.
I mean, I hope it's in like in County Avon, like down in Avalon by Glastonbury, but I
I
doubt
want to go South Midlands. It'll be around. It might be Cambridge. It's that sort of belt somewhere. I know that much.
It's weird for me to think of Cambridge as in the Midlands because while geographically, yeah, we are. Like if you go outside, we're so in the south.
You reckon?
Yeah. Like, I mean, you
You
got
just mean
southern
it's
accents.
nice.
You've got London,
Oh,
London, everything here. It's London overspill. So,
is it commuter town for London sort of territory? Is it you can?
yes and no. The university makes it special because
Yeah.
the university dominates it, but the university also means that it is London in a very real way that basically no other town except Oxford is. And Brighton, because Brighton's London on sea.
Brighton's London's beach, isn't it?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
no, I used to wonder why it gets so busy, like with all the people from London every time there's a heat wave. And well, that's where the train goes to the beach from London, isn't it? Like,
hmm
you
Well,
can't
you
just walk
can
to
go to
any beach.
Essex, but most Londoners prefer not to go to Essex, just
Are
on
there no
principle.
beaches you can get to on the train from London and Essex? Like,
No, they're all muddy and horrible.
well, yeah, that'll be why then.
Yeah, no, it's much nicer to go
Yeah.
to the south coast. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've not been to the. I'm aware of these chain tribute festivals that will make 12 Facebook events that all look pretty similar and they change the name of the city.
I'm not even sure if they actually happen.
That's it. They seem to have a lot in common with the. What are them events you get that.
Like the bank vault raves, the pretend
What's that?
ones that are just doing it for like, just to create a Facebook group.
Yeah, that's sort of what I'm getting at. I don't know which ones, but we're like, some of them will even be like drive-through cinema and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
And they'll make one in every city across the country, and they'll be like, "We've got no venue yet, we've got no dates yet, but click attending." And
yeah. We'll figure it out.
there definitely are real tribute festivals that move about.
The Let's
But
Rock ones. I think they do some of them. I think they
yeah, that
cancel
ring.
a
Yeah,
lot of
let's
them.
rock.
I do. I think they do cancel a lot of them. Oh, my cousin's
Well,
just got home.
uh, Well, that's if I was saying the other day, was it 32 festivals were cancelled now? And then I think we've crossed
No,
50
it's 50 now.
on the AIF. Yeah.
And that probably doesn't count a few that aren't AIF.
Wow, exactly. So to put this Let's Rock group or any other chain of tribute festivals down because they've been cancelling them, it was
Yeah.
valid 5 years ago, but now it's. I mean,
Yeah.
everything's cancelling. Everything's just fucked. It's very depressing. And
You say everything's cancelling, right?
well,
But
no,
actually,
no, lots is cancelling compared to
a lot of
previous
the big
years.
noteworthy ones are doing a final year rather than cancelling. Like people who are good festivals who are going out of business tend not to be closing down completely. They tend to be doing the final year, like Nostock or
Yeah.
Elusive. Actually, I think are doing final year as well. I want to try and get to Elusive this year.
What is elusive?
It's a psytrance festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have been impossible to contact so far, but you never know. You just have to find the right person. Maybe they're listening to the podcast. Hi.
Yeah.
Have you been finding since you've started the site that competition's getting tighter for the number of views and there's more people doing festival media and it's harder to get access? Or do you think it's easier to get access now you've got more of a reputation and you've been running for longer?
I think more the latter. I don't think we're. I think the other media that's coming about, they're generally doing different things, like video, which scares me, and I've never got involved with anyway. There's a lot more like social media accounts and stuff that are doing really well, and they're putting out really good content that I just can't do, and that's why their socials have gone from 0 to tens of thousands in the less than half the time that I've been going. But it's mostly traffic from Google, isn't it? And I generally find it's always getting better. And what fucks it is when the Google algorithm changes and things like that. And then I have to change. It's not that someone else has moved in. There are a couple of sites that I'm not going to name that do, if they're not copy and pasting content directly, they are still copying the same ideas and
May
doing
they
what
be
the.
taking it from the festivals and shoving it into ChatGPT?
Oh, this was before ChatGPT. You could tell they'd just copy and pasted it and changed the odd word. They're possibly doing that now. I don't know, but they're like that. Yeah, there are quite often there's things that got me lots of traffic for Glastonbury last year, and someone else has come along and done it this year. But I mean, they've done it first this year, and they've done it better than I have. So it's
Hmm.
that's not going to blame them for it. I wouldn't just wholesale copy and paste somebody's content, but I will definitely, probably most of my good ideas have been copied off somebody else.
Hmm.
Who invented Best Dressed? It wasn't us. It
No,
might
that's.
have been the tab, but I don't think it's probably. I'd imagine it's as old as fucking media itself.
I expect it's probably as old as web media. Though, you know what? Given how young like web media is, it could actually be the Tab who invented it. Or
That's
at
it.
least,
It could be, and they possibly it was somebody's idea to do a best dressed listicle at fucking Parklife or something, and a lot of people have just gone from that. But at the same time, I probably even in the days as magazines were the big thing.
oh, if you want to
There's
do a
probably
download
been a
best
best
dressed, I
dressed.
can give you access to my portrait folder, by the way.
You know what I mean? It's all as old as the hills, isn't it? So people come along and they copy what you're doing, and sometimes they do it better than you, and sometimes they don't, and sometimes they steal all your traffic, and sometimes they don't. But I think that's probably the game, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, sacrifice a goat to Google and hope for the best.
That's literally it, unfortunately. But to be fair to Google, I think it generally does reward useful content and doing good shit, and it penalizes the clickbait and the unoriginal stuff, even if they beat you on occasion. I think, I mean, it's how we got to a point of competing with big names like ITV, and I mean, it's dropped a bit since then because I've dropped the ball a little bit since then and had my foot off the gas. But when I was going at it full pelt, we could hit like So you're competing on them terms, aren't you? Like, there's a rumor going about that Lily Allen, I think it was her anyway, was on her way to Glastonbury to be a guest of somebody's set or something like that. Or maybe she'd posted an Instagram story. That was it. Here's me on my way to Glastonbury. So if you're sat publishing, I call it clickbait, but I mean, I guess if you want to, if you've heard that Lily Allen's coming and you want to know where she's playing and what she's doing,
I mean, that's
it. I
news.
can put it together in an article or the chatter and say, look, most people reckon she might be doing a guest slot with, I can't remember who it was now, but I think we got it right.
Hmm.
And that was it. We could compete with the likes of ITV and things like that for that. Comes up top on Google for shit that's just been published. So, yeah, you maybe got to sacrifice goats to the Google gods. It does feel like that's what you're doing a lot of the time. But I think they get it right, even when they fuck me over a bit. I think they're probably right to.
Do you think AI generated content's changing the game at all?
Not really, unless everyone else is smashing it with the AI and I'm just left behind and I don't know what's going on. But I don't think it is. I think the biggest impact it's had for me is that I've spent a lot of time playing with AI, trying to see what I can get it to do, and
And it
then
can't do fuck all. It's
I
a
could have just wrote it myself in fucking half the time, and I'm here. I've spent hours. I've still got nothing written that's any good. Like, there are good bits to it. Like when you get a bit of writer's block, or
Mm.
sometimes I've got a couple of sentences I'm not quite happy with, and I'll be like, "Can you make this clearer for me? Because I've fucked it all up and I've made it a muddled. I will have it help me sometimes, yeah. But
But
the dream of the AI just runs the website just writes all the articles, just magically does everything is
honestly, I'm not even dreaming of it running the website. I just want
wow, no,
a
that
bloody Instagram. Pick the best pictures, upload them. I don't care. I actually don't care. Just do it.
there's definitely repetitive tasks I do where I think the AI would be nice. I mean, the thing I use it most for is formatting things like set times. And again, I'll call set times shitey clickbait, but it's not really. If you're Googling the set times and I've got the cleanest, most readable list of the set times, then I guess I've done something useful for somebody. But the AI is fucking brilliant at taking set times that I have, screenshotted off somewhere that they're hidden away or something and turning it into a nice bullet point sort of plain texty, nice formatted list from whatever. Like a lot of festivals, they hide their set times away until you've installed the app and logged in with Facebook. And
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes people just want plain text set times. You type in whatever fest set times, boom, first result. Here's a fucking list. Hopefully, not too many adverts on it. I mean, none this year, but that's it. AI is good for that, but AI is. I've not seen anyone else tearing things up with AI generated content that's just blowing me out of the water by any means. And I think especially if you're doing news, AI doesn't really keep up with the news as such, does it? If you ask it to write about what's going on at Download, Boomtown, even like biggest festivals you can think of, if you ask it to write about what's going to happen at Glastonbury this year, it will get it wrong.
Yep. I was trying to get like just lineups. That's it. For like big festivals, like or medium festivals, stuff like 2000 Trees, Noisily,
Yeah.
like things that would be very, very noteworthy. And it's like just not just not doing it. Just doesn't do it. Like you just end up sitting there for hours. I thought
Yeah.
it was going to be a listicle machine. I really did. Like,
But no,
but
it's
no.
still quicker to do it yourself. And
Mm,
I guess I hope I fear AI
Mm.
I'll give you that. Like I'm scared of the day when AI can just like I've got nothing to contribute anymore because the AI is smart enough to actually just do this for anybody and get it right. Then well, then I'm fucked. But hopefully, I think we're still at the point where the human content doesn't just do better. I don't think the AI content's even competing. Maybe you can get some AI paragraphs as a bit of filler at the end,
Mm.
but AI takes more time than it's saying. It's sort like people at weddings often put Polaroids out to pass around, and I wish there was a way you could do that at a festival that like would actually work. But
There is a £500 ticket price.
I mean, we're not far off that now at the big ones.
No, for Glastonbury, it's what, 350 now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you can pay £380 for a Boomtown ticket today if you want to.
But you get a lot for that Boomtown ticket, to be
Oh,
fair.
I'm not saying you shouldn't, and I think
No,
yeah,
but I
that's
mean,
even if
compared
they
to,
get.
but like if you're buying a standard 5-day entry Boomtown ticket, I thought that was only 290 or something.
I don't know. We might have to check or cut it because I'm wrong. I don't know what's happened
Yeah.
there, but
Because I think you'd be getting you'd be getting some extra camping there, I think.
but you've got the Wednesday. It'll be like tier 5 or something now.
Oh
Then you've got the
God,
Wednesday
yeah.
entry on top,
Oh
and
God.
then eco bonds 20 quid now. Maybe I'm wrong on. I'm sure it's well north of 300. If you went on the website today and you were like, I want to drive there. I don't want to get the bus. I want.
Yeah, if you're counting car park, you're probably right. It is
No,
normal.
I wasn't counting the car park, but it's cheaper for the eco bond. No, the sustainable travel tickets are cheaper anyway, aren't they?
Mm.
But if you want to
Yeah.
come up, if you want to turn up in the car, you're paying more before you've even bought your car park ticket. Like, but I mean, it was 280 odd before I don't know before COVID and cost of living and all the
Mm.
fucking horrible things that have happened. The way costs have gone up generally.
Mm.
Something that was 280 quid in 2019
Yeah.
or thereabouts, maybe. I don't know what it was, but it's something that was 250, 280-ish then, 380, 400-ish now is probably about right. And it's probably less than their costs have increased,
No, that's the thing. You're
like
right.
proportionately.
Realistically, a Boomtown ticket probably should be like 399 now. If they want to get the same level of lineup, what they're doing, I think, is they're packing more people in.
Yeah, no, I mean to be fair, it's all sold out on here. It's 320 pat, 335 with the booking fee.
Wait, has Boomtown sold out this year?
I didn't know that, but
I, I didn't know that either.
oh no,
We're
no,
supposed
no,
to be
I
on
found them. I
this.
found them. Sorry, they've still got the
Tier
phase
6.
three ones there to confuse you, and it's phase 4 now. So you can buy a phase 4 for
Okay.
335 quid
335 quid for the ticket.
with booking fee.
Oof. Wow.
And then you have to. They've hidden away, so it tries to force you into adding transfer. No, it goes to 355. That must be with the eco bond. Yeah,
Fucking hell. I mean, you
yeah.
get
So
what you
literally,
pay
it take you
for,
through.
but
But it's like buying a laptop off Dell. The stuff it wants you to add to the fucking thing. But
I
if you
mean, it's
skip,
like buying a laptop in that it's 350 quid.
yeah, literally. So with no add-ons, I guess it must be the eco bond 20 quid on top of the 325 and £10 bucket. £355 out your bank if you just want to buy a Boomtown 5-day ticket today.
I am
Which
a very, or I was a very well paid actor. Holy shit. No actors are that well paid, not unless you're in an actual movie. I reckon that actors on TV who get less per hour than that.
it makes me feel very lucky having got onto the whole press thing like 6, 7, 8 years ago because I haven't really stayed up to date with how much the prices are going up. But like,
No, like the last time I bought a Boomtown ticket in what, 2017? That's the last
must
big commercial festival ticket I bought.
have been
And
like 2013 or 15 or something for me.
yeah, and like yeah, so and yeah, they've gone up a lot since then. Fuck.
I paid for Glastonbury in 2019, I think, that when it was just shy of 300. But
You paid for that.
yeah, 2019 I paid for it, yeah. It's
I
still
mean,
never
good
got
on
to me,
you. We needed to get a Glastonbury review at some point.
but I don't think I reviewed it. I can't
Fuck's
remember.
sake, Sam.
I think I was posting stuff on socials and that though. That was the thing. That was back in the day. I'd be at Idols on the Park stage and I'd be typing stuff up on my phone. Like, when you get that sort of like self-importance, sense of self-importance from doing press stuff
Yeah.
sometimes. I was riding that more back then. So I'd be there at Idols, like nearly missing my favorite bit because I'm typing up some story about some sustainability thing I've clocked onto 2 hours ago that's going on. And I mean, in hindsight, it's sort of a waste of time. It got a few thousand views or something like that. It's not contributed much. But having that mindset, like day to day, makes all the fucking difference because I'm all cynical and fucking pessimistic about it now. I wouldn't do that. And generally, I don't need to do that. So I'm better off enjoying the things I'm watching. But long term, not having that sort of I need to fucking write this up now because this is what I do. I think it fucks you over. I think I should still be doing things like that, but
One thing I found really useful is when I'm more on the fucked up side is taking a bunch of notes.
yeah, writing notes on your phone during the festival makes writing the review so much easier. Like
Yeah.
I know sometimes I am just spraffing fucking wired
It doesn't,
bollocks.
that's
But
helpful.
it doesn't matter because I'll tidy it up later as much as I need to, and at least there's something written. I'm not just coming on to Tuesday morning with a come down and a blank page, being like,
What
fucking,
the fuck have I
oh,
been doing for the last
yeah,
5 days?
just
Have I
generally going
just
back
been
to
wasting
bed.
my life?
I'm sure there's festivals I've been to where I've just the review never happened. Like
No,
Pomfret, well,
or some organizers have complained about that. Not about us because we're good now.
yeah,
But I've heard about organizers complaining about that about press people. So
yeah. Well, to be fair, I do. Well, do generally get them done, but I do. We don't go for passes and never do anything and just fuck off.
no,
I might have never got a review together, but I've got at least a dozen articles out before and after the festival about the festival.
that's a lot better than a
So in the
review.
festival,
Really, that's a lot better for them than a review.
possibly, and yeah, a lot of the time it is. To be fair, why I'm so fucking red? One of the fucking even when I feel quite relaxed on here, I want to blame this webcam.
Here's the devil, mate.
Anyway,
Oh, fuck, bastard.
go on.
So, the Glastonbury lineup this year, right? People didn't like it. Uh, I mean, Coldplay, fair enough. Fuck Coldplay. But
Well,
do you think you could do better?
no. No, I could do better for me, and I could look at it in hindsight and copy what everyone else is saying on social media, like, oh, they should have given Avril the headline slot.
I mean, everyone is saying that on social media, including
But
me. But yeah,
I don't know really. Like I've seen like from my friends who went, I've seen them saying today and yesterday, oh, I was bitching about the lineup the whole time, but I actually had a really sick time and I really enjoyed it, and I seen a lot more good stuff than I no. I think the lineup is there's so much at Glastonbury. If the headliners aren't your favorite bands in the world and the sub headliners aren't, and even if there's nothing you like on the five main stages, when you're there,
that doesn't matter.
yeah, like, but there will be stuff that you want to see on the smaller stages.
I mean, I
Yeah.
sort of have this effect. Like Boomtown almost has this effect, doesn't it? Because they've got like what 30 or 40 stages going at once,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
they
tiny
say I
compared
think
to
they are the
Glastonbury.
biggest live music festival apart from Glastonbury in the UK or Europe or the world. I don't know, but they are
And it's
like I mean
kind of
that's
funny.
ignoring the whole electronic side.
Yeah, like that's kind of weird because you don't think of that when you think of Boomtown, really. I mean, I do because that's
Yeah,
why I'm there, but Yeah, it's brilliant though.
No, maybe it's changed since it went back to just being the bowl. But
No, no, it was it. I mean, I don't
I mean, I've
know.
been to one in the bowl and it's still brilliant and has shitload of music. But whether I don't know if it has the same volume of live or the same. I don't know if it still has that claim to be the biggest live music one going, apart from Glasgow.
Ah,
But either way, it still has fucking absolutely loads of it.
right. And the final closing question, which I do with everyone when I remember, um, what's your dream lineup? Like, if you had tickets to an event next week, what would the lineup be?
Ooh, everyone on it would be someone who'd played at download, probably. I think my dream lineup and my dream download lineup are not very different at all. Uh,
I mean, I think it's a lot more fun to take your dream download lineup and put it at Boomtown, though.
oh yeah. Limp Bizkit at Boomtown was one of the best things I've ever fucking seen. Like they were good at it. They were professionals. They knew they were playing somewhere a little bit like off genre for them, maybe in that. And they were like, this is not it's not a Limp Bizkit gig, it's a Limp Bizkit party or something. That was what they said. And it fucking was. Like it wasn't a Limp Bizkit set like you'd see at
Mm.
download. It was, I don't know, just going off, mate. It was fucking brilliant. I can't remember what they did. Prophets of Rage too at Boomtown. That was fucking sick. Like,
Yeah, I love Prophets of Rage.
oh, it was brilliant. Like, I think I'd seen him at Download the year before, or maybe like a month or two earlier. It stood like as far away as you'd expect at the Download main stage. Like, so probably by the first set of repeaters or something.
Mm.
Fucking brilliant. But then Boomtown, Town Centre, tiny little stage, front few rows, right up close to like Tom Morello and that. Like, oh, it was, yeah. Prophets of Rage, and then maybe it was the year before Limp Bizkit, but when Boomtown had that town centre stage and they put downloady bands on it, headlining, I think, the Sunday night.
Skindred.
Yeah, fucking, oh yeah, Skindred too. Skindred on the Truth stage, as it was, then in the naughty corner at Glastonbury at like 1:30 in the morning.
Mm.
That's another thing. Kneecap, you had a Kneecap.
I have heard of Kneecap.
I fucking love Kneecap. And they had, like, I was a bit gutted. I was missing them at Glastonbury on the Woodsies stage at like 11:30 in the morning. They were opening it and it wasn't on the
Mm.
telly because it was so early either. I was like, oh. But I'm not that, I can go and see Kneecap doing their set at a gig or again or whatever. But they had the 1:30 a.m. Saturday night Truth stage or Peace stage shot in slot in Shangri-La this year.
Mm.
And I
Oh,
can knew like that is happening once. You're either there to see that or you're not. Like Kneecap doing Shangri-La 1:30 a.m. hour set, that would have been fucking brilliant.
it's
So
not even a gig you're there to see, it's a gig you're there to be at.
yeah, yeah. So that would be on my dream lineup definitely. But I mean, it wouldn't just work. Just oh, they're on my lineup. It's them at 1:30 in the morning in Shangri-La at fucking Glastonbury. Like that is a set I want to see. I'd put them on my dream lineup anyway.
So,
But
would your dream festival be Glastonbury or Boomtown or something else?
uh, I don't know, man. Because a lot. I'd say I'm more Boomtown than Glastonbury, as similar or different as they might be. But a lot of it's your memories of it, isn't it? It's the
Hmm.
friends you've been with and that, and like all my mates from home. It's Glastonbury they go to every year,
Hmm.
and I wish I could drag a group of 15, 20 of them to Boomtown or anything, all sorts of different things. But 20 of them wouldn't enjoy it. Like it's Glastonbury has stuff for every. I can see why everybody wants to go to Glastonbury.
We'd need to get a good deal with Live Nation's press department, that's for sure.
Yeah, like
Or you'd need to come up with a damn good walkabout idea.
we can. I mean, we can make things work like that anyway. But I think it was like me, you, and Danny had a sick time at Secret Garden
Yeah.
that year.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if I could have brought 20 of them, mate, like people who don't like taking people who just have different interests and they're not being mashed on fucking psychedelics or stimulants every night and things like that. I you don't need to take drugs to have a good time at any of these places,
But
but
at
it
somewhere
really
like
helps.
So the Loop at Secret Garden Party were doing a survey. It was like 85 out of 86 people were on drugs, I believe.
Well, there you go. Yeah, like that's it. I don't know. Glastonbury's sort of become my favorite one over the last few years because that's where I have the biggest crew of people going. But
Is it a crew from home or is it a crew that
it's
you've
mostly
established
from
there?
home, yeah. It's my school friends and shit like that. Like it's mainstream enough that there's just so much there. Like it is fucking brilliant, but it's to have that scale of a crew going to something where we haven't got to stress about tickets all year and what time coaches and all of the fucking different just ordeals that you have going to an event of that size.
To be fair, right, by going to Maui for the last like what 5, 6 years, I've
Yeah.
kind of got that just by well, I know
Oh,
that
you've got
many
your own
people.
crew there that you've developed and
Yeah,
yeah, nah, that's
like you got a crew at Maui because I know that scene so well because I go to that and I go to a bunch of other festivals which have
yeah.
90% crossover in punters.
So you're bumping into the same people, aren't you?
Yeah,
Like,
over and over throughout the year, and you end up like, well, it turns out I do actually have about 50 friends here. I don't know any of them are coming for certain, but
yeah.
it's a
Well,
nice
that's it. No,
discovery.
it's fucking brilliant when you just keep bumping into people. I've not got that far on that kind of shit, but you just love people that you know and that you've met before.
I'm hoping I get a lot of it this year, but I don't know if I will. Like, I mean, I've done a bit of it at Strawberry Fair. I got a lot of it at Strawberry Fair, actually. That was good.
You
Bumped
always want to give me a key, which is fucking brilliant.
into.
Someone you've made friends with last year at 2 or 3 festivals, and you don't even speak on social media, but then you just bump into each other again next summer after. Oh, it's
Yeah, it is very special. That's one
yeah,
of the things that's so brilliant about festivals. It's a way to make friends with people all around the country
yeah.
who you normally wouldn't encounter. Well, you might at a gig, but like, yeah.
That's what I'm missing more than anything lately. It's just like being at a festival with the vibes.
If by chance we have anyone left listening after this, I want to say thank you. Like and subscribe. Actually, you know what? Go the whole hog. Like, change your profile picture to a picture of me, change your name to Tim Bradford, and just start sharing this podcast everywhere. Become another me and do my social media for me because that's what I need, listener. Do that.